you put your house on the market, you want to sell it quickly and for the best price possible. That's generally the goal, right? But too many sellers are shooting too high right now. They don't realize the market has shifted as inventory has grown. The side effect? Price cuts are on the rise, but they don't really have to be, and here's why. According to data from Realtor.com, in February, price cuts were the highest they've been in any other February since 2019. If you consider that 2019 was the last true quote-unquote normal year for the housing market, that's a big deal. We're getting back to what's typical for the market. This isn't the same frenzied seller's market we saw a few years ago. You may not get the same price your neighbor did at the height of the pandemic, and that means you may need to reset your expectations. Because here's the reality. If you shoot too high and have to lower your price after the fact, you could actually end up walking away with lower offers than if you'd priced it correctly from the start. So how do you avoid that? You lean on me. How an agent such as I do helps you nail the right price is important. A great agent just doesn't pull a number out of thin air. They'll use real data and market trends to make sure that your house is priced correctly based on what your specific home is valued at. So you're setting a realistic price, one that'll draw in serious buyers, and based on your agent's analysis of your local market, they may even recommend strategically pricing slightly below market value to help your house attract more eyeballs and more competitive offers. Here's how your agent will determine the right number for your house. They look at recent sales. What did similar homes in your area actually sell for? Not list for, but sell for. They'll analyze local market trends. Your home's value isn't just about what you want for it, it's about what buyers in your area are willing to pay. They'll craft the right strategy, they'll make sure your home is priced to attract attention and create a sense of urgency among buyers. Unfortunately, some sellers still ignore their agent's advice and prefer to start high to see just what might happen. The hope being maybe they'll get their full asking price or at least have more wiggle room for negotiation. But pricing high usually ends up costing you money, and here's why. A lot of buyers might not even look at it. Today's buyers are more budget conscious than ever. If they see a home that seems overpriced, they're likely to skip it completely rather than try to negotiate. It could sit on the market for too long. The longer your home sits unsold, the more buyers will assume something's wrong with it, and that can make it even harder to sell down the line. You might end up getting less in the end. Homes that require a price cut often sell for less than they would have if they had been priced correctly from the start. You can see that shake out in the graph. It uses data from the National Association of Realtors to show that the longer a house sits on the market, the less it will sell for. This graph shows that if a house sells within the first 4 weeks it's on the market, it usually goes for full price. Based on experience, that's what usually happens to homes that are priced at or just below current market value. If it's priced right, buyers will be interested and ultimately willing to pay the asking price or compete with other buyers and even go over the asking price. But if a house isn't priced correctly, it doesn't sell as quickly, and this graph shows that. After the first 4 weeks on the market, the price starts to drop from there. That's because buyer interest falls off the longer it sits, so it becomes more likely that a seller will either accept a lower offer because that's all they have, or opt to do a price drop to try to draw people back in. The bottom line is that the last thing you want to do is list your house too high, watch your house sit, and then have to drop the price just to get attention. Let's connect so that that doesn't happen to you. Want to make sure your home sells quickly and for the best possible price? Let's go over the right pricing strategy for your house. My personal cell phone is 434-249-4972. So please call or text at any time and I'd love to meet with you or discuss this with you. Also, if you could please do me a favor, whatever platform you're watching this video on, please hit the like button or the subscribe button or the share button or forward button. Do whatever you can to help me get those likes and popularity for these videos going, please. I appreciate that. Thanks so much. Again, my name is Steve Taylor, and I hope to connect with you soon. Have a great day.